Listen to me. You don't need another excuse. You don't need another tomorrow. You need consistency, discipline, and a bulletproof mindset. Everybody wants success. Everybody wants to be admired, respected, and known. But nobody wants to wake up early. Nobody wants to go through the pain, the repetition, the boredom. Nobody wants to do the hard things over and over again, with no applause, no results. Not at first. You say you're motivated. Cool. Motivation fades. What happens after motivation dies? What happens when no one's watching? That's where the truth is. Consistency is doing it anyway, when it's boring, when it's lonely, when it's dark, when it's hard. Discipline is not about feelings, it's about commitment. It's about saying, this is what I said I'd do, so I'm doing it. No debate, no negotiation. And mindset, that's your operating system. You don't rise to your dreams, you fall to your habits. If your mind is weak, your life will be weaker. If your mind is strong, there is nothing life can throw at you that you can't take, break, and overcome. You want to be great? Then stop chasing motivation. Start showing up with consistency. Lock in with discipline and build a mindset so tough it scares your doubts away. No shortcuts, no handouts. Get serious or get left behind. Motivation is temporary. It feels good in the moment, doesn't it? That sudden rush of energy, the fire in your chest when you watch a video or hear a speech that speaks to your soul. You feel unstoppable. For a while, you start writing goals. You make plans. You say, this is it. I'm ready now. But give it a day, maybe a week. Then what? The energy fades, the fire cools, and you're right back where you started. Because motivation is a spark, not a fuel source. It gives you a push, but it doesn't keep you moving. It's like a sugar rush. It spikes your drive, but crashes just as fast. And when that high disappears, most people stop. They think something's wrong with them. They think maybe they weren't really serious. They were. They just relied on something that was never meant to last. You don't build anything real on a temporary feeling. You build on discipline, on consistency, on a mindset that doesn't need to feel like it in order to act. You see, motivation whispers, let's go. But discipline demands, we go now. Motivation gives you the idea. Discipline turns it into action. That's why so many people start, but never finish. Because they're chasing a mood instead of building a mindset. Motivation is an invitation. It opens the door, but only commitment walks through it. Every successful person you admire, they didn't rely on being motivated. They relied on routines, habits, non-negotiables. They got up and did the work on days they didn't want to. They trained when they were tired. They showed up when nobody clapped, because they weren't in it for the feeling, they were in it for the result. So if you're waiting to feel motivated, you're waiting to fail. You don't need more hype. You need more commitment, because motivation is a good start. But it's not enough to finish. Consistency is the backbone of success, not talent. Not luck, not big moments or big breaks, but the quiet, boring, relentless act of showing up every single day. Even when you're tired, even when you're uninspired, even when you feel like nothing is working. Because real growth doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do repeatedly. It comes from discipline in the dark. Success is built in the small moments, the ones no one sees. It's built when you choose to practice instead of procrastinate, when you choose to show up instead of sleep in, when you choose to stick with it instead of walk away. Consistency isn't sexy. It's not exciting. It's not the thing that goes viral or makes headlines, but it's what separates those who say they want it from those who actually get it, because consistency says, I don't need permission. It says, I'll keep moving even when progress is slow. It says, I'm not here for the high. I'm here for the result. You won't always be motivated. You won't always feel like doing the work. But consistency doesn't care how you feel. It only asks one question. Did you show up today? You want to get stronger, then train consistently. You want to get smarter, then study consistently. You want to build a business, a body, a life that matters, then commit to the grind, consistently. not when it's convenient, not when the mood is right, every day, rain or shine, win or lose, because success isn't one giant leap. It's 1,000 small steps, it's effort repeated over and over, until average becomes excellent, until effort becomes instinct, until your results catch up to your habits. So stop chasing motivation and start chasing discipline. Let your consistency become your advantage, because while others stop when it gets hard, you keep going. While others wait for the right time, you make time, and while they talk about what they'll do someday, you're already doing it every day, no matter what. Discipline is commitment over comfort. It is choosing the hard path because you promised yourself progress, not the soft one because it feels good in the moment. Comfort whispers, wait, rest, do it later. Discipline replies, I already decided. I'm doing it now. Comfort is what keeps you in bed when the alarm goes off. Discipline is what makes you rise and move before the world wakes up. Comfort wants quick wins, easy edits, shortcuts that feel like progress but are just decoration. Discipline wants long, firm results, even if the process is ugly, slow, and unglamorous. Discipline is getting the work done when every part of you wants to scroll, binge, or quit. It's showing up on the days nobody is watching. It's honoring the promise you made to yourself, not the mood you're in. Commitment over comfort means you don't wait to feel ready. You act because you said you would. It means you do what needs to be done, not what's convenient. It means you earn your edge the same way others lose theirs, by sacrificing ease. The people who succeed don't live in the zone of comfort. They live in the margin where most people quit. Discipline is a daily decision. It's a series of small, boring choices stacked over time until they become the difference between average and excellence. You don't just have discipline like it's a gift. You build it by choosing the hard thing repeatedly. You train it by acting on your commitments when your body and mind argue otherwise. The pain of discomfort is temporary. The regret of skipping it lasts. Comfort gives you short-lived pleasure. Discipline gives you lasting progress. Every habit you want to form, every goal you want to reach, lives on the other side of discipline. It's the bridge between desire and reality. You want to be better. Then stop asking how to feel motivated and start asking what you're willing to do when you don't feel like it. Discipline eats distraction for breakfast. It doesn't negotiate with excuses. It refuses to trade tomorrow's victories for today's ease. That's why commitment over comfort wins, because comfort offers a temporary peace and discipline offers a permanent change. Mindset controls your outcomes. Your mind is the command center. It decides what you tolerate, what you chase, and what you believe is possible. Strong mind, strong life. Weak mind, everything around you collapses, even if it looks good on the outside. Your mindset determines how you react to pressure. It decides whether failure becomes a lesson or a full stop. It shapes how you handle setbacks, rejection, delays, and doubt. Because life will test you. It doesn't care about your plans, it cares about your response. If your mind folds under pressure, your potential stays buried. But if your mind stands firm, nothing can break you, only shape you. The strongest people aren't the ones who never feel fear. They're the ones who don't let fear decide their actions. They've trained their mind to stay steady in chaos. They've taught themselves to think forward when life pulls backward. You can't win in life with a losing mindset. You can't rise when your thoughts are pulling you down. You have to protect the space between your ears like your life depends on it. Because it does. A strong mind doesn't make excuses. It makes adjustments. It doesn't wait for approval. It gives itself permission. A strong mind sees through distractions. It doesn't panic when things go wrong. It recalibrates, refocuses, responds. Every result in your life starts with a thought. Every action you take is born in your mind first. So what are you feeding it? Doubt, fear, limitation, or belief, grit, intention. You don't rise above your mindset. You live within it. You perform at the level of your thinking. So if you want to change your life, you must first change your mind. That means cutting out the noise. That means speaking to yourself like someone you're responsible for building. That means refusing to let temporary emotions destroy permanent potential. You have to rewire how you think about struggle, reframe how you think about failure, and redefine what you think you're capable of. Because when your mind becomes stronger than your circumstances, the world becomes your playground. Strong mind, strong life. That's not a quote. That's a fact. Most people quit when things get boring or hard. That's the truth. They start strong, full of energy, full of goals, full of hope. But the moment the excitement fades, they slow down. The moment it stops being fun, they back off, and the second it gets uncomfortable, they walk away. They think the struggle is a sign to stop. They think boredom means it's not working. But they're wrong. Real growth doesn't happen in the beginning. It happens after. It happens asterisk after asterisk. You've done the same thing over and over. It happens asterisk after asterisk. You've hit the wall. It happens asterisk after asterisk. The motivation is gone, and all that's left is discipline. That's where the transformation lives. That's where the shift happens, not in the hype, but in the repetition, not in the breakthrough, but in the grind. You don't get better by doing what's easy. You grow by showing up when it's hard, by staying consistent when you're tired, by pushing forward when the excitement is gone. That's where most people check out. They say, it's not working. But what they really mean is, it's not fast, or it's not fun anymore. They think success is supposed to feel good the whole way through. It doesn't. Sometimes it's exhausting. Sometimes it's dull. Sometimes it's just pure repetition. But that's the point. The boring work is the real work. The difficult days are the days that count the most, because that's where you prove who you are. Anyone can show up when it's exciting. Anyone can try when it's new. But only the committed stay when it's uncomfortable. Only the focused keep going when no one's cheering. And only the relentless grow through the repetition. That's why most people never reach their full potential, because they quit right before the real change starts. Right before the breakthrough, right before the payoff. They stop when it gets quiet. But if you want to grow, you've got to stay. Stay through the boredom, stay through the struggle, stay through the silence. Because the next level is on the other side of that. Keep going. There is no applause in the process. No one claps for you when you wake up early. No one cheers when you choose discipline over comfort. No one is watching when you grind in silence, when you sacrifice, when you struggle, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with moving forward without recognition. You have to be okay with working hard when no one sees the effort. Because that's where real growth happens. In the shadows, behind closed doors, when it's just you and the work. No spotlight, no stage, no validation, only repetition, only effort, only your commitment to something bigger than the need to be seen. Most people want applause before they've earned it. They want the world to notice every little step. But success doesn't work like that. The process is quiet. The process is lonely. The process is humbling. It requires you to believe in what you're building, even when no one else does. It requires you to clap for yourself, to motivate yourself, to validate your own progress, because for a long time, no one will understand what you're doing. No one will see the hours you've put in. They'll only see the results. Later, and when those results come, people will call you lucky. They'll call it talent. They'll say, it just happened for you. But you'll know. You'll know the truth. You'll remember the nights you stayed up working, the mornings you didn't hit snooze, the times you showed up even when it didn't make sense. You'll remember the silence, the doubts, the moments you wanted to quit but didn't. And that's what will make the success real. Not the applause, not the praise, but the fact that you kept going without it, that you kept climbing when no one was watching. that you stayed loyal to your vision when the world was silent. So don't chase attention. Chase growth. Don't wait for applause. Wait for results, because the process may be quiet, but the outcome will speak loud enough for all of it. You fall to the level of your habits, not rise to the level of your goals. Goals are beautiful. They're exciting. They make you dream big. They make you believe in possibilities, but they don't get the work done. They don't build discipline. They don't create results on their own, because goals live in your mind. Habits live in your daily actions. It's easy to say what you want. It's harder to show up for it every day. Your life isn't built on what you wish for. It's built on what you do consistently, and when pressure comes, when life hits, you won't rise to your highest intention. You'll fall back to your training. You'll fall to your preparation. You'll fall to your patterns. So ask yourself, what do you do when no one's watching? How do you spend your mornings? What do your evenings look like? Because that's what defines your future. Not the vision board, not the motivational quotes, but the boring, unglamorous daily grind. If your habits are weak, your progress will be slow. If your habits are strong, your success is inevitable. Want to know your future? Look at your routines. Are you consistent? Are you intentional? Are you disciplined even when you don't feel like it? Because that's the difference between dreamers and doers. Dreamers hope their goals carry them forward. Doers build habits that carry them through the storm. Goals set the direction. Habits determine the speed. You can aim high, but if your habits are low, you'll fall short. Every time and when life gets hard, and it will, your habits will decide whether you stand or fall. So stop relying on hype. Start relying on structure. Don't just dream big, build small, build daily, build intentionally, and over time, those habits will take you places goals never could on their own. Because goals are the spark, habits are the engine, and without the engine, the spark dies. You don't get what you want in life. You get what you repeat, and what you repeat becomes who you are. Success is earned through repetition, not shortcuts, not hacks, not some secret formula hiding in a YouTube video or a motivational reel. Everyone's looking for the fastest way, the quickest route, the magic trick that skips the grind, but it doesn't exist. There is no shortcut to excellence. There is no hack for hard work. Repetition is the price. Doing it over and over and over again, until it becomes second nature, until it's part of who you are. That's how success is built, through discipline in the details, through patience in the process. You don't get strong by lifting once. You don't get smart by reading one book. You don't master anything by trying it a few times and walking away. It takes time, it takes effort. It takes thousands of quiet reps that nobody claps for. Success is boring sometimes. It's not always exciting. It's not always fresh. It's showing up to do the same thing better than you did it yesterday. It's refining, adjusting, repeating until it's sharp. That's where greatness comes from. Not one massive effort, but 1,000 small ones, done with purpose, done with focus, done when you're tired, and done again when you're even more tired. You don't become great by accident. You earn it through repetition. The pros aren't looking for hacks. They're looking for reps. They know every round of practice is a brick in the foundation. They're not chasing speed. They're chasing mastery. And mastery takes time. That's the part people don't want to hear. They want results now. But results are the reward for the ones who kept going, who kept swinging, who kept failing forward. Repetition is what builds trust in yourself. You begin to believe not because you hope, but because you've proven it through action. You've shown up too many times to quit now. You've worked too hard to back down. So forget the hacks. Forget the fast lane. Put your head down, do the work again and again, because the real shortcut is consistency over time. Weak minds lead to weak lives. That's not an insult. It's a warning. because everything you do, every choice you make starts in your mind. Your thoughts shape your actions, and your actions shape your life. If your mind gives up easily, so will you. If your mind looks for the easy way out, you'll never push past average. If your mind can't handle pressure, you'll break before you ever break through. Mental strength is non-negotiable, not just for success, but for survival in a world that will test you every single day. You don't get to choose the challenges, but you do choose how you respond, and that response comes from the strength of your mind. Weak minds blame, strong minds adapt. Weak minds quit when it hurts. Strong minds push when it hurts more. Weak minds look for comfort. Strong minds look for growth. You want to build a better life. Start by building a better mindset. Train it, test it. Strengthen it like a muscle, because it is a muscle. And most people are mentally out of shape. They fold under pressure. They panic at setbacks. They drown in doubt. Why? Because they never trained their mind to fight back. They never built that inner toughness, but you can. You can choose to get sharper, to get stronger, to think differently, because mental strength isn't about being emotionless. It's about being emotionally resilient. It's about feeling fear and moving anyway. It's about facing pain and standing taller because of it. It's about staying calm in chaos, clear in confusion, and focused in frustration. Weak minds wait for things to be easy. Strong minds prepare for things to be hard, and they still show up, still execute, still win. You don't build a strong life with a fragile mindset. You don't overcome obstacles with a quitter's mentality. So develop that grit, develop that edge, make your mind your greatest weapon, because once your mind is strong, there's nothing life can throw at you that you can't handle. You must choose between growth and excuses. You can't have both. They don't live in the same place. You either move forward, or you explain why you didn't. Every time you make an excuse, you trade in your progress. You trade in your potential. You give away your power for the comfort of a story that says, I could have, but, I wanted to, but, I was going to, but, and that story might protect your ego, but it will never build your future. Growth doesn't care how tired you are. It doesn't care how hard your past was. It doesn't care what you didn't get or what wasn't fair. Growth only responds to one thing: action. And action doesn't come from excuses. It comes from ownership, owning your time, owning your choices, owning your role in where you are and where you're going. Excuses feel good in the moment. They take the pressure off. They make failure feel softer. But they steal your momentum, and they build a habit of stopping. Stopping before you start. Stopping when it's hard. Stopping when it's slow. But growth demands something from you. It asks you to keep showing up, even when it's not easy. It asks you to be uncomfortable, to stretch, to face the truth about your own limitations, and push through them. Excuses are easy. Growth is earned. Excuses sound smart. Growth feels difficult, but only one of them leads to a better life. You can tell yourself stories, or you can rewrite your story. You can defend your limitations, or you can break them. You can make progress, or you can make excuses, but not both. You get one, and every day you decide. No one else makes that choice for you, so ask yourself, what are you choosing today, the comfort of excuses or the stretch of growth? Because your future is shaped by the answer, and the longer you wait to choose, the more life will choose for you, and it rarely picks the path of greatness. Choose growth every time.